Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a little makeup routine, but I'm going to be kind of responding to you guys' assumptions about me. I asked you on Instagram stories to send your assumptions my way, and let me just say there are some very interesting ones that I cannot wait to discuss. So without further ado, let's just jump into the video. I don't want to get too specific into what makeup I'm using and like what I'm doing, but all the products will be listed down below. So first assumption that we had is you don't cuss very much. That's kind of true. I try to keep it pretty PG on my channel. Just in real life, of course, you know, I say some naughty words here and there, but it's kind of funny because I actually used to never really say the F word. That was the one word that I never really said very much. It's just one of the words I don't use the most, but it slips out once in a while. Someone said, do you have lip fillers? I feel like you don't, but I've been curious. I do not have lip fillers. I absolutely have no fillers of any type on my face. I don't have a Botox either. It's just one of those things I never saw myself getting into. Of course, I have a lot of insecurities about my face. Like, I would love to get rid of, you know, certain lines between my eyebrows and make my skin look smoother and softer and reverse the aging process. But it's just, I can't see myself realistically doing it just because I'm scared of not looking like me, or just something going wrong, or I don't know what it is. I have nothing against them. I would love to get them, but I probably won't. We'll never say never. I don't know. You're a private person. Yeah, I mean, especially being like on social media and YouTube and stuff, I generally tend to be more private. I'm pretty careful with like what I post, when I post it, where I post it. You know, just because I do want to protect my privacy, my family's privacy, and the people that necessarily don't want to have their like laundry out in the open. So I am pretty careful with things like that. While this concealer dries down really quickly. Oh, you don't want kids. I definitely do, and I will when the time comes. I get asked that a lot, like, are you gonna have kids? When are you gonna have kids? And I feel like it's definitely one of those things where it's just like, I feel like it's really just like strange to ask people unless it's like your family or you're like really close to someone and it's something you guys discuss. But to like ask somebody like, when are you having kids? It's just, I don't know, like I want kids and I will have kids when the time comes. You're not really looking forward to marriage. I would not really want to get married if I wasn't looking forward to it. So that's definitely not true. It's a lot of work and it's really stressful. But I very much would love to be married, and I'm very happy with my fiance and everything like that. So I am looking forward to getting married. You were really insecure about your looks growing up and it still comes back sometimes. That's definitely true. I wouldn't say necessarily it had to do with my looks, but you know, like my acne, my skin, and just like my self-confidence really. I wasn't not comfortable with how I looked as a person. It's just something I still struggle with, you know, not having the perfect body or being like where I want to be with my body, and you know, the perfect skin, and just feeling like confident, like no makeup and going out and feeling good. It's just all like within. There's definitely not like somebody or something that's making me want to look a certain way. I get a lot of people messaging me saying like, oh, you should never feel pressure to look a certain way because society makes us want to look this way, or you know, that's how we think we should look. It's definitely not that at all. It's very much how I feel about myself personally wanting to look like. It has nothing to do with all the people on Instagram look like. Of course you see things, you're like, wow, she looks amazing, and then you're just kind of like, I'd like to, you know, be at that level. But at the same time, it's definitely, that's not what kind of makes me want to be where I want to be, if that makes any sense. You are rich. Definitely not. I assume you like bees, but you don't want to share why that is. Really interesting assumption. Yes, I love bees. Why I love bees? I actually don't really know why I love bees, so I couldn't really tell you. I just do. I have like a strange, like, I'm just drawn to them for some odd reason. It's kind of funny because like my dad is like deathly allergic to bees, like deathly, and he always laughs at me. He's like, why do you love something that can kill me? And I'm like, well, father. You enjoy being alone. I definitely do, but I'm also the type of person who needs to be around people or I will like start going crazy. I definitely love like me time, chilling, like watching something, just relaxing on my own. And especially when you live with somebody and you're like constantly always around, every moment where there's like alone time, me time, like I definitely cherish it and I love those moments. But I also love being around people so much. You love taking selfies. What would give that away? You use Facetune. Your skin is always so flawless. I actually, fun fact, I don't really use Facetune actually. I don't know how to use Facetune. I have the app, but every time I open it, like for some odd reason, like it confuses me. I do use other apps. I have Photoshop, things like that. I'm not shy about editing my pictures. I personally love aesthetically pleasing photos that are not too far from like reality. Like I'm not gonna edit something where you're not going to recognize who I am or what's happening. I also like to edit to the point where it just enhances the image and not like adding things that never existed. I have a YouTube channel. I come on here without makeup, with all my acne scars, my redness, my imperfect skin, and if I was really scared and shy, I wouldn't even do that. So yes, I do edit a lot of my pictures, but I think I personally really enjoy aesthetically pleasing images that show off the colors and the makeup and things like that. So it's a personal preference, but I also don't take it too overboard. You hate coffee. That has to be sarcasm. You're a small bean, like height-wise. That's really funny, small bean. I'm like 5'1", 5'2". Did I grow? I don't know. I'm somewhere around there. Yeah, I am pretty short, little, but I have no problems with that. I'm very proud in my size and I can't imagine myself being actually tall. Your favorite brand is Colourpop. It's definitely one of my favorite brands. I don't think I have like a favorite brand. I couldn't just pick one. I feel like I love a lot of different things from different companies, and when people tell me like, oh, what's your favorite brand? I honestly couldn't answer that. But Colourpop is definitely a great brand that I enjoy various products. So yeah, I guess it's kind of true. You don't want to do a collab with any makeup brands because you don't want to be biased. I think first of all, it's really important to work with companies and collab with companies that you believe in and genuinely love their products. I would not do a collab with a company that I didn't believe in and love the actual product. So I would want to be 100% honest. If I'm presenting you guys with something, I'm not going to say it's good when it's not just because it has my name on it. I feel like that's really bad. And I would never feel comfortable doing that. I'm not a good salesperson. I would not be able to do that. I do have a very big conscience. You are an introvert, which is not a bad thing. I am kind of like both. Lately, I have definitely changed. Over the years, I was definitely an extrovert. Like I always wanted to be around people and go out and do things, just hanging out with friends and talking to people and being super social. But as I've gotten older and my job being YouTube and basically talking to a camera and working from home and editing for hours on end, it's definitely turned me into an introvert. I definitely find myself kind of in my own little bubble most of the time, and of course it's definitely not a bad thing. I very much can do both, if that makes any sense. Your collab with Colourpop is coming soon. No. If the day ever comes to collab with Colourpop or another company, you guys will find out sooner or later, but right now I'm not working with anybody. This was kind of interesting. You were a cheerleader. I don't know, I get that vibe from you. I definitely was not a cheerleader. I was one of those like strange kids. I had like one best friend and me and her would just always just hang out together. People thought we were weird, and that's kind of mean to like assume that somebody's weird. But I never had like a huge friend group. I didn't really do like school activities or extracurricular activities. I was just always in my own world. We always did our own thing, and that was that. I did do ballet when I was much younger for like 4-ish years. But no, I was never a cheerleader. I never took like dance in school or anything like that. Almost the only YouTuber without anxiety. I wouldn't say that's true, and I wouldn't necessarily say that every YouTuber has anxiety. I know it seems like it, but I feel like it's good that more people are coming like forward and talking about it and like bringing awareness to that fact. But I will say that I do get anxious a lot. I get worried and stressed about things that probably shouldn't worry me. I think about things that I shouldn't really think about or that a lot of people don't think about, and it could kind of affect my days, weeks, you know, it affects me a lot. Like that's one thing I've struggled with is stress and like this overwhelming built up of like anxiousness. So I wouldn't say that I'm not anxious. Yeah, I have my own struggles, you know, I go through things in my personal life and a lot of things affect me. So yeah. You don't tend to open up or talk to people very easily. Kind of true. I talk to people very easily because I'm just like, I like to be social and I like to meet people. It takes a little bit of time to warm up and then open up, but I generally don't open up too much, even to people that I love and know in my real life, like family, friends, fiance. I don't really like to talk about my feelings because I feel like it's nobody's burden or stress to like worry about me. I don't want people to be sad over like something I'm feeling. I don't know, it's kind of like this thing, I've always been like that. It's just when people are like, oh, like what's bothering you? I don't just go, well, here's what happened. Like I'm just like, oh, nothing, it's totally fine, like don't worry about it. But the bad thing is it gets bottled up inside and I'm just kind of like trying to suppress it subconsciously, and that's what kind of feeds into stress and stuff. So it's not a good thing and it's a very bad habit of mine. I'm trying to learn. You've never been bullied, but also not an everybody knows type of gal. I was not popular at all. People only knew of me because me and my best friend literally hung out with each other since elementary school through middle school through high school, and everybody just like knew us as like a pair. But I was not popular. I didn't have huge groups of friends and I was very much bullied a lot. I was made fun of everything that you can think of. Even when there was nothing to make fun of, people will somehow find something to bully me about. I struggled with that a lot, and it was definitely like really hard because I was never one to fight back. I kind of just let it happen because I didn't find that, you know, I didn't know how to stand up for myself. I was very young and I just like kind of just let people say things. It just kind of sucks that when I finally like stood up for myself and like had the confidence to be like, hey, like stop, you know, that's not cool, like stop messing with me, I somehow got in trouble, or the bullying got worse. Like, oh, I can't believe you told on me, and then the harassing would get even worse. And also it happened at home. I have two brothers, one younger and older, and sometimes they team up and get me in trouble, and when I would stand up for myself, I'd get caught and get punished. I would always get punished for them. I got in trouble at home, I got in trouble at school for doing nothing, so that was really fun and exciting and good. So to come full circle, short answer, I got bullied a lot. Sometimes you wish you could throw your phone away. No, I wouldn't say I would want to throw my phone away because I absolutely love my phone and it brings like a lot of comfort to me. But at the same time, I do wish that there would be generations that would know what going outside and playing in the yard was like as a child, and not being on iPads and iPhones and, you know, having a phone in the 2nd grade and things like that. I feel like there's a lot that's been kind of, I don't know, it's kind of sad. That's what I wish. Most times you say that you really like a product even though you know you're never gonna wear it again. Okay, not true. Only because I don't tell you guys like I love this powder, I'm obsessed, it's so pretty, knowing in my head that I'm very well going to put this away or give it away and never use it again. No. But I have many times reviewed products on my channel where I'm like, this is amazing, I love this, or a collection, I'm like, this is a beautiful collection, and ended up not really reaching for the products as much anymore. And the only reason for that is because I'm constantly trying new products, I'm constantly using new things and trying to, you know, have relevant products in my videos. Of course, there's a lot of things I use in like my daily routines, like off camera, that I've been using for many years. But I don't tell you guys I like something knowing very well that I'm never gonna use it again. That part's not true. You actually love nutty foods, but triggered your boyfriend's allergies once and shook you until now. My whole life, I've eaten foods with nuts. I've had nuts. Never had a problem with them. Obviously, meeting my boyfriend and dating him and also living with him, I don't bring nut products into the house. When I'm out, I eat whatever I want, but in my house, I don't eat nuts or nut milks or nut butters or anything like that because I don't want to kill him. But it's not because he got triggered once and I got scared. I would never bring peanut butter into the house knowing he's allergic to peanuts. Do you know what I mean? So I just stay away from it because I don't want to kill him. You grew up in a very close and warm family. That's definitely true. Like growing up, we were very close. We made sure, like my parents made sure we did things as a family. We went on trips as a family. We'd have dinner as like a family, and that was always very important, and that makes me really happy. Like I think back and some of the best times was, you know, with my family and doing things with my family. So yeah, true. I feel like you hate it when people bring up that you're Armenian. Definitely not. I would love that. I'm very, very proud to be Armenian, so that's not true. You think salt is spicy? I don't even know what that means. Do you think salt is spicy? Okay, e.l.f. highlighter. Wow, it's kind of like a cream. Like I know I'm not talking about products, but it's kind of like moussey and creamy, sort of like the Colourpop ones, but wow, okay. You're not very talkative in person. That is definitely not true. Oh my god, this highlighter. My family probably wishes I came with an off switch. I talk a lot. You don't like wearing socks if not wearing shoes and boots. How did you know? Like, I actually do not like socks. If I don't have to wear socks, I won't. I very rarely have socks on. I'm pretty much always barefoot. That was a very interesting assumption. I like that one. You were very popular in high school, as we discussed. Definitely not. You're a homebody, definitely. Like, I like being home. I prefer, you know, staying home, watching a movie, like having dinner, than like going out or like clubbing or to bars and things like that. Like, I'm not into that, but I do like to get out. I like to go shopping, walk around, be social, but I do prefer like being home, I guess, a little bit more. We can now get into the eyes. You're an amazing cook. I don't think that I'm particularly, that was a lot more pigmented than I was expecting. I make food and it's delicious, at least to me, but I always wing it and hope for the best. I just like try stuff out. I don't really follow recipes. I know people are always like, oh, can you share the recipe? Or like, what is that? How did you make that? And I'm just like, dude, I don't know. I like tossed things in the pot and it cooked and it was good. You come from money. Definitely not. You love that you have large eyelids for eyeshadow. To be honest, I never thought of my eyes like, oh my god, I'm so happy for all this space. Like, I don't think about that. It's like, I don't know, like for people to tell me like your eye space is amazing, I'm like, is it? I personally don't like my eyelids at all because I have two different eyelids, and for the longest time I'm like, am I the only one in the world who struggles with this? But you guys can probably tell that I kind of have this eye kind of, it like droops, like my crease droops onto my eyelid more, and this one I have more of a crease higher up. So my eye looks generally look different. My eye is completely different on both sides, and it kind of bothers me. This is my bad side. I don't like this side. I always pose on this side. But yeah, I actually don't like my eyelids at all. Now that I have drawn more attention to one of my biggest insecurities, feels great. English is not your first language. Does it seem that way? Is my English terrible? But no, yeah, it is my first language. English is my first language as well as Armenian. I was raised on both languages at the same time. I never like just knew Armenian and then had to learn English as I was growing up, or just knew English and then had to learn Armenian. I kind of knew both at the same time growing up, so yeah. You're athletically inclined. You enjoy PJs and Netflix just as much as a full glam night out, but maybe even a bit more. Definitely. I love, you know, staying home. I love staying home in the comfort and like my cozy clothes, watching something on Netflix, having some dinner or like a snack. Like that is so much more fun to me than going out, getting dressed up and like being in an environment where you're like, oh my god, I can't wait to go home and put my sweats on, you know what I mean? But a little bit of both is always really good. Like, you can't be home forever. Like, it's good to get out and socialize once in a while. It's healthy, so I definitely push myself to do that. You used to rock a toe ring. So random, but yeah. I think at one point in my life, I wore a toe ring, in the 90s, you know, like it was a thing, it was popular, especially with like a little flower on it. They were very in, so no judgments there. You need your coffee. Yes, I do. You've only had one serious boyfriend. In a way, I guess that's kind of true. I've only had one other boyfriend previous to my fiance now. So in my lifetime, I've only dated 2 people, which is so crazy to me. I dated my ex for 3-ish months or so. That's not a lot of time, but I mean, what's a serious relationship? Like, how long does it have to be? You weigh 135 pounds. I could tell you I don't. I won't tell you how much I do weigh, but I could tell you I don't weigh 135 pounds. That's very specific. You're the nicest person ever on camera and off camera. I feel like it's so strange to like label yourself, but if I'm gonna be completely honest, I do think that I am a nice person. At least I try my hardest to be a nice person. I try to do things in my life like with positivity, compassion, you know, have kindness in my heart, and I really do care about other people's feelings, and I put their feelings before mine, and I just make sure that I do things nicely. But when it comes to like your online presence, I feel like it's a lot harder to show that you're a nice person, only because like in a 15-minute makeup review, there's just so much that you guys won't learn about me, if that makes any sense. There's a lot of my personal life, my personality, that sometimes doesn't come out in videos because it's also a very vulnerable place to put yourself, and sometimes you don't want to open the doors that wide because then a lot of negativity will come in, and sometimes a lot of positivity might come in. You never know. It's just scary for me to do that. I try my hardest to put the same mentality I do in my everyday personal life, like be kind, be positive, kill them with kindness, be as nice as you possibly can. I try to be as humble and genuine as I possibly can in my videos, and all I can do is hope that I come off like the way that I think in my mind to you guys. It's definitely harder because I feel like it's easier to assume things about people that you don't know in your real life. I feel like that was like a lot of talking. We are getting close to the end. Before I get into lips, because I know I won't be able to talk, you're into astrology and crystals. Definitely not. Like, I don't know enough about either subject. Crystals, they're beautiful, and I know they all have their own like thing, like rose quartz, for instance, I believe is like for love and some other stuff. I am like making people who love crystals cringe right now. I think you charge them at the window on a full moon. You charge them with energy, and I'm sorry, that's probably all completely wrong. As for astrology, I know that I'm a Libra. I think that's an air sign. That's all I can tell you. That's it. You love good food. You love good food, wine, and coffee. Yes, 100% I do, so very much. I'm gonna respond to one last assumption. When your fiance proposed, you thought about freaking time. I actually don't remember what was going through my mind. I knew that I was just in shock, and I wasn't thinking about anything but like, is this happening? Is this happening? And then after it happened, I was like, well, hallelujah. Alrighty, so that is it. I hope this video is not too long. I really feel like it's going to. Trying to multitask, like talk and do makeup at the same time, like I don't know why that's like so difficult for me, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is definitely really fun. It's kind of like a Q&A in a sense. You guys get to know a little bit more about me. Are your assumptions true? Are they false? Let me know if you enjoyed this type of video. If you guys would like me to do something similar again, or just like a Q&A or anything like that. I definitely enjoyed it. It's very interesting to see what people think about you. Very interesting. There was a lot of questions or assumptions that I don't think it was appropriate to talk about, but very interesting nonetheless. I wish I could talk about things like that on my channel, but it's a little bit more TV mature. I hope you guys enjoyed, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter, mesijesibeauty, Instagram, MAKEUPBYJESI, and also if you have not already subscribed to my channel, please do so before you go, and also hit that little bell so you are notified every time I post a new video. With all that said, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys!